Welcome to After the Storm. This episode reviewing the Canes 5-3 win over the Arizona Coyotes. This game felt good. Canes win 5-3 over the Arizona Coyotes, and the first game in a while that I've seen that they got back to playing Canes hockey the way they were earlier on in the season, and it really showed in periods 2 and 3 of this one. But the first period wasn't like that at all, and this actually started off as looking like another. As I said in the previous video, this was a must-win game. I thought for sure this was going to be another one that they dropped on the road. Back and forth during the whole first period, and right towards the end, Alex Schead takes the puck at the point, spins around, fires a shot. It actually tips off of Aho's stick, finds its way through Reimer. Late in the first, not what you want. Arizona takes a 1-0 lead to the break. Second goal in the for the Coyotes rather in the second period. Dvorak on the power play. And on this goal, I was infuriated when I watched it because the Canes actually had a really good penalty kill on this one. They did all of the right things, and just towards the end of it, they let Alex Schead walk into the zone, and nobody seemed to care that he just walked through the entire team. And on the goal specifically, I think it was either a point shot or pass, whatever the case was. Trevor Van Riemsdyk comes out to challenge or take down the angle of the shooter, and I believe it was either Walmark or Fogel. On the penalty kill, they just left Dvorak wide open in front, shot on, the rebounds there, and Dvorak has all the time in the world to just take it and chip it past Reimer, and it's 2-0. But a minute afterwards, shot from the point, Hayden Fleury, I think, and drops right to Andrei Svechnikov. He pots it easily on an open net, and we're not looking so bad anymore. I will admit, right after that second goal, I was like, oh, here we go. Every game the Canes have played, and even in the beginning of this one, Ronta was making good saves, but it was just seemed like a thing where Carolina just isn't shooting the puck sometimes. They're trying to over-finesse it. They're trying to look for the perfect shot when all they need to do is just throw pucks on net, get a rebound, crash the net. And it, like the beginning of this game, even the beginning of the first 4 minutes of the second period, it looked like we were just going to have another game where you make another goalie, no matter who that goalie is, you make him look like a Vezina candidate. So Andrei Svechnikov makes it 2-1, and we're looking a little bit better. Not even a little while later, Ryan Dzingel behind the net, a great vision to open up the defense on his part. He sauces a pass through to Jacob Slavin. Slavin, top corner, the NHL's most accurate shooter from the All-Star break. We're tied 2-2. Just about 2 minutes later, the Canes still adding all the pressure. Basically, as soon as that first Svechnikov goal went in the second period, the game almost became all Canes. And that was just that takeover mentality, the hockey they were playing early in the season kind of showed back up. And that's exactly what this team needs. The other big thing, and it got pointed out a little bit on Twitter, I saw Brendan Moore put the three big players on offense together, and it immediately paid dividends. Aho, Teravainen, and Svechnikov on a line is absolutely what you kind of need right now. I can understand the mentality of, spreading it all out, like your power, your best players all throughout your four lines, so you can just run the four lines. But, looking at the NHL today, Boston is a great example of Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak. That is a heavy line to deal with. Possession numbers are insane. Colorado's another one with Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen. You look at those lines and you realize that sometimes you actually just need to go with a three-guy powerhouse line. And that's what Brendan Moore did, and it really did pay off in this game. So not even 2 minutes after the Jacob Slavin goal, another, basically from the same spot, Svechnikov scored his first goal. The puck goes down, he gets a rebound, pots it past Antti Ranta. And, within 7 or so minutes, the Canes went from losing 2-0 to leading 3-2. And they just looked like they were in control of the game from there on out. Into the third period now. Canes are up 3-2 coming into the third. And early on in the third, Svechnikov makes a play, and I just loved this play. 1-on-2, and most players, I think, would go in and spin off, try to find somebody to pass to, dump it around the boards, get it changed. Not Andrei Svechnikov. He went in, drove the net, 1-on-2, gets there, gets a shot off the rebound. He tracks the rebound, spins around, finds Sebastian Aho. Aho chips it through. It just gets through Antti Ranta. And the Canes are up 4-2, looking well on their way to a win in this one. But the lead wasn't safe just right there. And a couple minutes later, a nice little point shot from Jacob Chikrin. It goes through. It hits Connor Garland. He was kind of trying to redirect it. I'm not sure if it hit his leg or his stick or his body. And it's 4-3. I just want to talk about a Coyotes player because I think whenever there's a team that the Canes are playing against and there's a player that you just watch and you really like how they're playing, for me that was Connor Garland in this game. Holy crap, but I love this dude on the Canes. He's a small player, but he plays so much bigger than his stature. He's quick, he's very good with the puck, and he's not afraid to try stuff, and that's like almost the mentality of all the young Canes on this roster: Nietzsche's, Aho, Teravainen, Svechnikov, you name it on this team. They're not afraid to try little plays, and Connor Garland is exactly that. So, Arizona Coyotes fans, if you are looking at your team, I would love a player like Connor Garland to be on Carolina. Now, on to spotlight a Canes player in this one. Svechnikov, we have Aho. Those guys both got 2 goals each in this game. And they were not the most important player in this one. The most important player was absolutely James Reimer. And again, I said it last video, Mrazek's not the starter anymore. Every time Reimer ends up in that net, he starts a game, he's proving that more and more. This game especially, man, there was probably 5 or 6 sequences in this game where I would look at that play and maybe Mrazek makes half the saves that Reimer does. And we know that Mrazek's capable of doing it. It's just this season, whatever the case is, it's just not happening. James Reimer made this sequence in the 3rd period against Brad Richardson. He made 3 saves in close. Carl Soderberg might have helped actually on this play, helped Reimer out, but like those saves were so big. I still feel like as much as we look at Mrazek and still think he's the starter, I don't think he's the starter on this team anymore. I really don't. And if I have my preference, I'm going with James Reimer in net most nights right now. So Aho adds an empty netter at the end of the game. He seals it off. Canes win 5-3. And this was a big test, big win. Arizona, no slouch. They're in a wild card spot themselves, but this was a must-win game for Carolina. Next up for Carolina, Saturday night in Vegas against the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas, a team that's loaded with star power. Malcolm Subban in the last game against Carolina really stole the show. This is another big test game for the Carolina Hurricanes. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did like the video here, please consider giving a thumbs up, share, subscribe to the channel. Also, there'll be a Patreon link in the description. Please consider becoming a patron, as more and more of the content is going to drop on YouTube, but a lot of it is going to be Patreon exclusive. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.